Tom Aspinall gets his eyes poked out by a dirty, cheating Frenchman. Before I get into that though, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe as I've got brand new videos every single week. UFC 321 went down in Abu Dhabi and it did not end well. So let's break down the fallout of UFC 321. Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane ended in a no contest after a brutal double eye poke. Cyryl's fingers went straight in, almost knuckle deep, and Tom could not see and could not continue. We've all been waiting ages to see Tom back into the octagon, and the first round was just starting to take shape. Gane actually looked sharp. The jab was popping, he bloodied Tom's nose, and Tom landed some decent heavy kicks. You could see both men were trying to work each other out, and it seemed like we were in for a fun fight. Then the foul. An immediate timeout, and the doctor came in and Tom said he couldn't see, so the fight was waved off as an accidental eye poke. But what on earth was Ciryl Gane doing with his fingers outstretched like that? I can't figure out what he was trying to do. Gane was clearly upset though when he realised it was all over, and Tom was fuming about the situation. Realistically, we need to run this fight back as quickly as possible. It could open up the first Paramount card in January, or even jump on UFC 232. I've already seen some people saying, oh, now we'll see how Jones versus Tom would have gone. Rats like the fucking weasel. What are they talking about? We hardly saw anything. People are so quick to hop on the bandwagon and start sucking up to a drug-cheating, wife-beating cunt like John Jones. It's absolutely embarrassing. But at least England still has a UFC champion.
Here we go. Come on, England. How's that?
Then in the co-main event, Virna Jandiroba versus Mackenzie Dern, and Dern is the new strawweight champion and got the win via unanimous decision. It's a great moment for her, obviously, but let's be honest, this feels like a paper champion and the strawweight division is officially dead. That said, you can only beat who's put in front of you, and Dern managed to get the win. In round one, Dern came out throwing, mixed up the striking and looked confident on the feet. Jandiroba scored a takedown but had to respect Dern's guard and wrist control. Even off her back, Dern was busy, landing short elbows and little pitter-patter shots. Round two was Jandiroba's best early work. She was timing the entries well, putting Dern on the fence and on her back and then smothering from top. But even there, Dern chipped away with short strikes and kept something happening. Across rounds 3 and 4, the pace stayed high. Jandiroba kept fighting takedowns and short combinations. Dern answered with pressure, jabs and the odd body shot. And then when it hit the mat, Dern never shelled up. She kept punching off the back and forced Jandiroba to cover. In the fifth, they both bit down, traded, then hit the floor again, and Dern's volume from guard probably sealed her the win. Then Umar Nurmagomedov beat Mario Bautista by unanimous decision, 37-27 across the board, not 37, 30-27 across the board from all three judges. On paper, that looks pretty clear, but in reality it was a proper scrap and closer than those numbers suggest. Round 1 started really hot. Batista hit a thudding body kick, Umar caught it, took him down, and we got a round of scrambles. Batista threatened a nasty toe hold that genuinely seemed to hurt Umar, but Umar stayed calm, advanced to side control, then backpacked with a body triangle and chipped away. Then round 2, the big Mario moment. He timed a perfectly placed knee as Umar ducked and dropped him. Umar recovered quickly though, shot again, and we went right back into the grind. Umar kept chaining attempts. Mario kept standing up and making him work for it though. By the end of the round, Batista had landed the best single shot of the fight and stuffed enough to stay alive. Round 3, similar story. Mario opened fast, Umar answered with kicks, level changes and a bundle of takedowns. Mario kept scrambling, but Umar's persistence stacked up control time and clinch wins. In total, it was classic Umar. Not reckless, not flashy, just constant pressure. But did he really win all 3 rounds? Mario did the most damage in the second with a big knockdown, so I don't see how you give Umar that second round. But overall though, it was a great fight. I just wish it had been 5 rounds. Up next, Alexander Volkov beat Jailton Almeida by split decision, and it was painfully dull. Striker versus grappler on paper, and in practice it was almost entirely clinch and takedown sequences with very little damage. Round 1, Almeida hit an immediate single and dumped Volkov in seconds. It was wild to see Volkov taken down so easily in the open. Volkov did reverse a couple of positions and landed a few elbows. Round 2, another early takedown, heavy ride time and not much else. Anytime Volkov stood up, he got tripped straight back down. Mark Goddard repeatedly asked Jailton to progress position and he just never did. Then round 3, rinse and repeat. Jailton wrestled, Volkov kept standing, and in the small windows Volkov had space where he landed little elbows, short punches and some knees. It was one of those fights where you have to add up one man's control time and the other's trickle of strikes, and you really have to ask which matters most, and the judges decided to give it to Volkov. Was it a robbery? Probably. Does anyone give a toss? Not really. Jailton is boring and no one is really interested in seeing him fight, and Volkov was probably hoping to turn this into a title shot, but with how Tom versus Gane played out, that's likely not happening anytime soon. And finally, opening up the main card, Azamat Murzakanov flattened Alexander Rakic in round 1 in just over 3 minutes. The start did not look great for Azamat. Rakic was the busier man and Azamat looked a little bit slow and very one-noted, mostly waiting on the overhand and giving the feeling that the step up in competition might just be too much. Then he did what he always does. He sat on a short straight right, and as Rakic entered, he shut his lights off. No wind up, no big swing, just a perfectly timed shot. And that's been the fallout of UFC 321. Thank you everyone for watching. If you can like, comment and subscribe, it really does help the channel out.